how does this customer, how do I serve this customer? What do I do? And how does the system keep record of that specific thing? So the first thing is you'll be able to see the products, and if a customer comes and whatever product they want, you just select on it. So for example, they want maybe a black forest 1 kg, and you're wondering if they want to change quantity of this specific one, how do they do it? So I will show you on how to do that when you are on the system. And then maybe they want you know, a cupcake or cupcakes, and then you can go under current sale. You should be able to see for each and every product the quantity, the price, the total, and even including, you know, the total that this customer is required to pay. So when you want to change the quantity or even modify the price, or even you want to change the quantity, give a discount, if you do that, you should just click on any of those the products that you want to apply search, and then you can always increase the quantity. As you are doing that, the system automatically should increase the quantity and even the price. Then we have under modify price, if you want maybe to give an discount, if you want to maybe mark up the price, for those that would want to mark up the price. If you want to switch the selling price, because you can be able to set this is the selling price for this. But if you have a certain specific price for each, you can just use that, and you'll be able to switch the selling price if you will want to switch the selling price for whatever reason. So for this specific case, if you want to offer discount, just click on, you know, offer discount, and you should be able to put in the amount of discount you want to offer per unit. And if you do that, and maybe we say something to do with, I want to offer a discount of 50 bob, and then you update, automatically the system generates the quantity now and the price, and also discounts the give you the discount for those specific or for that specific quantity, and then gives you the total. So you can always modify or even give discount when you're using the system, and you can always change quantity for each. Once you're done, and maybe now that is the order that the customer has placed, just click on charge. Once you do click on charge, you should be able to see the different payment methods. So when you're using OpenBusiness, depends with the payment methods that you allow. So there is cash, there is M-Pesa, we have unpaid order, credit card, credit sale, invoice, bank transfer, and something we call split the bill. And so if you don't have any payment methods that I've mentioned in your business, you can always disable it under settings, and then remain with the ones that you usually receive payments via. So for example, for this, you can see there is cash. You can use cash for that specific sale. You can use M-Pesa, you can use unpaid order. You can decide for maybe customers who tell you, I have cash and I have M-Pesa, some on M-Pesa, and I want to give you the rest as cash. You can always choose the option of split the bill. And once you do that, you can be able to select the payment method that the customer will be using, the multiple payment methods that the customer will be using once you're using or you click on split the bill option. But now for this specific transaction, maybe we can use cash, and then for the next one we can use a different payment method. But before I also do that, you can see assign customer. So for example, for customers that tell you, or for maybe I will tend to think maybe usually ask for a deposit, or for those that usually ask for a deposit before, maybe pay this certain amount of deposit, and then you can pay the rest once you have the cake delivered, or once the cake is done. And for some, you usually wait to pay the complete amount. So for this specific maybe case, when you want to assign a customer and you want to maybe have the information for those that have paid a deposit earlier and then paid or will pay later for the rest of the amount, then you have to always assign that customer so that you can have that information, or you can even be able to access that customer and know their details and all that. So for this, you can see assign customer. We have the customer relationship module that helps you with recording maybe customer details that you would want to have, and maybe the arrears that are remaining. So for this specific one, you can assign a customer. If you have an already existing database of your customers or names, you can be able to search that customer and they will pop up from the system. And you can just click on that and then you can be able to assign. If this customer is fairly a new customer and you would want to capture their details, then you click on new. And once you click on new, you should be able to see and add the details, their name, their phone number, and their email address, and then you assign. So we can use the existing option, and then we assign that customer or that sale to that customer, and then receive payment for this specific one via cash. And then input the amount that they have paid you for that. And you see automatically it calculates the change for you, how much you should give them, and then you actually do pay. Once you do that or pay automatically, I'm using a device, one of our common devices, and I'll be sharing this with you. You should be able to get a receipt. It prints automatically the receipt, and I hope you can see it from my video. The other good thing is you can be able to share the receipt digitally. So for example, maybe the customer tells you, I don't want maybe the paper receipts, me to me in a WhatsApp. You can always do that and share receipts. Once you click on share receipt, you should be able to choose which apps do you want to share with. So if I had WhatsApp here, I should have chosen that and should have sent to a specific contact. But you can always even share via email or whatever app you would want to share through. Okay, then we also have the print receipt. So remember, automatically after I did the sale, it printed this receipt. So for print receipt again, it will create a duplicate copy for you. And at the top most, you should be able to see duplicate receipt copy. So if you would want to have maybe a duplicate receipt for your business or for reference, you can have that, and the system allows you to print the duplicate receipts. Then for you to be able to now do a new sale, you can always click on new sale, and it takes you back now to the selling screen again. So I hope that has been clear, that has been well explained on how you can be able to serve a customer, and you can be able to see. So now you want to see for these transactions that I've done, has it been recorded in the system? Because now maybe I want to reference it later after some time. Can I see it in the system? Yes, you can, because you will be in a position to go back and you can click on that, the menu item, and then go on under shop management and then click transactions. Under this, you can see if I filter, remember you can be able to add as many shops like here, but I want this specific one that we have done for the bakery. And you want maybe for today, you want to filter and see how many transactions have we done today. You can be able to see the transaction that you have just done right now, the sale that you have just done right now, that has been posted right now. This is the sale. So at the end of it all, you can be able to come and track how many transactions have we done so far. So if I want to track maybe for a specific day, the system is able to recall and say, for this specific day, these are the transactions that took place in this specific shop. And you will be able to see and backtrack and see all the transactions that have happened. For example, we can click the 24th, the one that you've just done right now. And once you do that, you can be able to see what was sold, was it paid for in full, and what method was it paid via, that is cash. If you would want to share another receipt, you can always do it here, and you can still share the receipt again. So from the transactions, you will be able to see all your transactions that have happened, and you can be able to filter them by day or date. If you would want to see for specific dates, which transactions did we do, and all that. So that's the part for the transactions. So you'll be able to see all sales that you have made, all of them, even with their receipt ID, and you should be able to see that and even quickly reference that specific sale. Then under after transactions, that's the way you're able to track and record all your sales. So when a customer comes in, you should be able to receive payment, you should be able to serve them and even charge and receive payment. And you can also reference every transactions that have been done as sales. Okay. Then after that, we have something I talked about, maybe expenses. So for you, you want to also keep a record of your expenses. You want to know how much expenses have I incurred in regards to, purchasing stock or for my raw materials. How much am I incurring to pay for my utility bills? How much am I incurring in regards to petty cash? Maybe I'm paying for transport, maybe other expenses such as logistics or lunch, or you did something that ensures that the business is moving forward and it's an expense that you used from the business. You can be able to keep track of that. So for example, I will go under other expenses, and you can be able to add and see the expenses that you've been able to pay out on this end. So the ones that you see in red when you're using the system, those you're yet to pay out. But the ones that are in black, it means the accounts have been settled and money has moved from the business to pay or even to settle such bills. And so you can always add any expense that comes in by clicking the plus button that you can see, and then say the specific person you're paying to and what was the type, or is it a travel expense? Is it repairs and maintenance? Is it car hire? Is it insurance? Is it fuel that you bought or parking, maybe for the cars that you use or the motorbikes that you use to distribute the products that you're selling or the cakes? And so this is something that you can always add, and the system will keep account and add that. So allow me to add an expense. So for example, for this, I can say I'm paying out to the city council. And then the type for this specific one is parking, or parking. And then description, you have to describe what parking for what were you paying for in regards to parking. And so you can say maybe car parking fee. And then enter in the account number that you used to pay. And then the amount that I paid out, so that you can keep the accurate record of that money that was used. And then you can decide to pay now or pay later. So if it's an expense that you've already paid, it means you pay now. If it's an expense that you want to record so that you can pay at a later time, you can always click pay later. So once you do that, you should see the expense added here. So for this specific one, the date for these expenses has been recorded. Who did I pay to? What was the type of that expense? And the amount payable to that specific account. That way you're able to keep track. This is the many expenses I've done today or I've paid out today for my business. And that way you can keep a financial account of the expenses. And I'll be showing you now. You have recorded the sales, right? You have paid out expenses. How does the system calculate and give you now this amount of money that now you have maybe as profits, or this amount of money that is remaining after paying out all the expenses? You should be able, or I'll be able to share with you on that. Can the app do that? Can the system help you with that? So that is how you can be able to add expenses and keep track of your expenses. At the end of the day, maybe from the dashboard, you can be able to see total expenses that you have incurred for your business. You can see that, and you can even filter by day. And automatically it should give you, today these are the amount of expenses we have paid out. Okay. Maybe for petty cash, if you had added petty cash, if you had added maybe or paid a utility bill, it should have shown, and you should be able to see today this is the amount of expenses I've been able to use for my business. So that is the whole aspect about tracking expenses. If you have any questions in regards to that, please do put them in the chat function, and I'll be able to deal with them adequately, and even my team will be doing so. Then the other part that I would want to go to before I go to the part where you're tracking your raw materials, the eggs, the milk that you're using, maybe you're using, flour to bake, you want to track. Now I have this in store, I've bought this in store. How do I track if the same is being used, or how it is being used, and how can I be able to see, that this has been used, and so far these are the many sales I've gotten, and this is my profitability level. And so I'll be sharing with you on that. So that's how basically you sell, and that's how you track expenses. If you have any questions in regards to that, you can be able to ask them, and we'll be addressing them. Then before I do that, I want to maybe go to products, where you can see the list of everything that you're selling in your shop. So under products, you should be able to see your catalog. You can be able to say, I'm selling apple pie at this price, Black Forest at this price, Black Forest 2 kg. If it's added, it should be shown and listed as products that you're selling. And then if you would want maybe to share all the products, or even have a catalog of what you're selling, it's very easy for you to be able to do it here, and you can share all your products maybe, and that is possible. So here I'll show you maybe how to add a product, or how you can be able to add a product once you're using the app, so that maybe when you're trying out the system, it will be very easy for you to be able to add a product and see how the system works on your end and for you. So you just click on the plus sign that you're seeing here, and there's two options. We have the upload file and the add single. The upload file is if you want to add in bulk. But for this specific case, we have our team on ground that help you with that. If you would want to be set up with minimal effort, we help you with that. So we come to your shop, we see, or you share with us, this is the catalog of the things that I have, and then we can help you in adding that as one bulk, in bulk, not like a single product. And we also have the add single. Add single, you click on add single, that means you're adding one product one by one. So you can always see here, you can add the name of the specific product that you would want to add. So for this, maybe I can add a white forest cake. And then you can say the unit of measure. Of course, maybe if you're selling, the full cake, that is a count. And then you can say it's per. And then category, you can add in, and then you should be able to add in the category, and then declare if it's a good or a service. And for this specific one, for your case, it depends with what you will want to choose. So for specifically goods, they're the ones that you already have a quantity. Like I have 10 white forest right now, so you can add the goods part so that you can be able to account for quantity. Then we have the services. If you would want to not limit yourself to quantity, because you're always it comes in as an order. You don't pre-bake maybe a white forest. You wait for an order from a customer, then bake it. Then it's good to add that as a service if that's your model, or that's how you work around in regards to baking. So for goods, if you do bake a certain number of quantity in a day, add that as a good. But if you do wait for an order, maybe from a customer, so that you can be able to bake that white forest cake or a blueberry cake, then it's good to add your products as services, so that you're not limited to a certain account or quantity. That's what we call maybe like opening stock. So this is fully dependent on your model and what you do, or for the specific products. Maybe for some you do bake before, and for some you wait for an order. So that's the difference when you're adding as a good or a service in regards to your model. Then so if you choose goods, of course you have to put in a reorder level, but once you choose services, it's not a must you put in a reorder level. And so for this specific one, I will choose services, and then you can put in the next step. Once you're on the next step here, you click on active, because you're selling this item, and I will show you in regards to not for sale when you're in the store, so that, because there's a difference between active and not for sale. And then after that, if you would want to give an active discounts for these cakes, you can always choose once you're setting up the products. But if you don't, it's not a must for you to click on the active discount part. So if you don't usually give an active discount, you can leave this the way it was. Remember, this is a service, so we don't have opening stock for services, right? And then you can put in the selling price. The other thing, when you're selling services, you don't input buying price. And I will show you now, if I'm not inputting buying price, how am I calculating profitability on my end? So I'll show you that part. But for this specific case, we'll just put in the selling price. And so for maybe a 1 kg, it's maybe 1,500. And then you can actually save. Remember, I talked about any other prices. If you would want to switch the selling price when you are doing the sales, this is where you add. If there's a wholesale price, maybe for those that buy in bulk or something, you can put in that. If there's a minimum price for this specific product, you can put in that. But if you have one specific price that you want to use, you can put that and the system will use that specific one. Then we have the commission part. Maybe you're seeing the commission and wondering, for these commissions, what does it mean? So I do not know about maybe your models, and maybe you can ask these questions. If you're paying, maybe for those that do maybe the cashiers or those that do the baking, if you do pay them in commissions for this specific product, you can put in the percentage commission, and the system should be able to produce a commission statement report for that specific product once maybe a cashier sells it or something of that sort. For maybe, for example, for those that maybe you have a business and then you have salespersons. Maybe you usually bake mandazis, the donuts, and then supply them to like general shops. So for this specific one, maybe for the salesperson, you would want to have like a commission statement report, or know how much commissions do I need to pay salesperson A for the sales that they have done in this specific product. This is where you can be able to add the commissions, and the system should give you a report. For this specific cashier, this product they have sold this, and this is the total amount you should be able to pay out to them as commission. So you can always set the commission if you pay, or you pay per commissions for this specific product once it's sold. But if you don't, you can leave it as blank as it is. Then I believe you can see tax there. If you have, or this price is inclusive of tax, or you would want to show tax even in regards to your business, this is something that you can be able to add here, the sales tax that you have or usually have on maybe your products. We have the option of the first sales tax and second sales tax, because you might have, maybe for example, you're selling on an online marketplace and you're also taxing for VAT. So that will mean you're putting in for, the VAT, the normal VAT that we know about, and also for the tax you're charged because of selling on an online marketplace, because there is maybe a tax that they are charged. So for example, in that case, you'll be able to put in the different sales tax that you have you usually have in your products, and then you can be able to add that. So that is something that you can add, and it will be able to track even the tax, the sales tax of the same. And then we have something called publish online. For publish online, we are working with a feature that is on the roadmap, where now if you're using the OpenBusiness Mobile POS for your shop or for your business, you will not need to have, like maybe an online or an e-commerce platform. If you're using OpenBusiness for your business, and we want to have an online e-commerce platform, that for you as our customer, you will have all your products posted on that online platform, and online customers can actually order from you. So this is a feature that is still in our roadmap, and that's why you're seeing the publish online feature. And you can decide, I would want to publish it, and this is the online price I would want to give. And then once you do that, you can be able to add that specific product. And once you scroll down, you should be able to see the specific one, Palatini, White Forest cake, and the price that we have just added right now. So that's how you add a product in the system. I believe it's easy. It's something that you can be able to do and even play around with when you're adding the products. That's how you can add a single product when you're using the system. The other thing that I would love to, maybe when you're monitoring inventory, for those that you have added your products as goods, and maybe there's a certain quantity and you want to track, if I'm tracking maybe the donuts that are being sold by my salesperson, then there is inventory to monitor, or you want to know the quantity that is remaining. There is something we call inventory, and you can be able to monitor your inventory. So you can see for these specific ones, there are those that I added as goods, and there are those that I added as services. But for these specific ones, I usually sell them as goods, because maybe I have I bake like 5 or 40, and then tell my salespersons to go and sell. So we have this. If you want to monitor your inventory, This is also possible when you're using the application, because you'll be able to see now for donuts, if I've sold donuts, this is the remaining amount, this is the quantity that is still in stock. If it's cookies, we have 18. If it's the KDFs and the in dozen, we have 16 dozens, and you should be able to see that and even track that easily on your end. So automatically when a sales happens, maybe a salesperson has sold or a cashier has sold, the quantity automatically reduces. And this is a good thing with that. You can be able to know now, ngumus, they're running short, or we are running out of ngumus, and you can be able to maybe bake more and even add stock. Okay, so this is the other beauty. You'll be able to monitor your inventory for products that you sell as or you've given to your salesperson to go sell outside. So this is the beauty of also having the stock monitor control, where you can monitor your stock. So I believe basically that is it in regards to, you know, the kitchen, the bakery, the you know, the finished product side. And I would want to take you to the store side so that you can see now. Yes, you have talked to me about the cakes, the finished products. What about the raw materials? So on the specific, when you're maybe adding the raw materials, what you can do is you will add a shop that, because remember, for the materials or the raw materials, you are not you're buying them to use for this specific one to manufacture, you know, or to give that specific end product that is a cake. So you will want to track how many eggs have moved. If I bought them at this, then I will want to know at the end of it all, I've sold these cakes, I've sold this number of sales, and today I've used this number of products. Then how much is my profitability? So for that specific case, you will be able to, or what you can do when you're using Open Business is have another shop that we call store, and I will change into that. Remember, the other beautiful thing, if you have any other side hustle apart from, you know, a bakery, you have maybe you know, maybe a car wash, you know, you're selling kitchen products, a kitchenware, you can always add that as a shop, and you can move easily between multiple shops. So the Open Business Mobile POS app allows for you or supports multi shops. You don't have to buy or, you know, have another system for that specific business. You will have, and you can use the same one that you're using for your bakery, and that's another beauty of Open Business. Then I had created one called a store, and this is what I want to go to. So for the store, you will add the specific things or the raw materials, the eggs, the flour, milk, sugar, you know, chocolate chips, if you have that, the sprinkles, everything that you use for the baking process, and add them. And I know you're wondering why are you seeing the prices as zero and not, you know, it should have a price, the buying price that I bought them at. And I will show you why we are doing that. So for this specific one, remember, you're trying to track, I have bought this, but I want to track their movements in regards to when we are baking. So you want to know how much you are using in regards to that. So for this specific one, you will create a customer we call kitchen, because all these goods are being used in the kitchen before they are moved into the bakery, the bakery shop that I had shown you. So you will create a customer called kitchen, and I will show you how to do that. I will show you how to do that, but this is where everything that you're using shall be listed, and normally you add it as a, you know, as a product. And allow me to add one before even do the how you sell to that specific customer we called kitchen. So you can be able to add a product, and I'll show you how to add these products now, because these are raw materials and not the finished product, so there's a bit of difference on the same. So you add products. As you add product here, you will be able to, you know, maybe for example, for this case, I will want to add the margarine. A margarine, or the, when you're using that, the unit of measure is weight, and then you can put in the category. So this, remember, we are adding the raw materials. And for this specific one, of course, it's a goods. You can add the reorder level, because the system always alerts you. If, for example, you buy a specific quantity of margarine, you would want to be alerted now margarine is running out, so that you can restock on it before it runs out. So under reorder level, put in the amount that you would want to always be alerted once this specific product is running out. So you can say alert me when they get to 2, and then you can go to next. You put in a description if you want to, and then you can move on to the next step. Remember, for this specific one, it's not for sale, right? And this is what I was talking about when you were trying to add a product, a finished product. Yes, it's active, but these I'm not selling, or it's not for sale to maybe a customer. It's only for sale to the kitchen. So you'll have to put that and enable that. Then you can input first the opening stock, the quantity that you already have. Maybe you have like 10. You can input the, remember, this is why you set the selling price to be 0, because when you're selling to kitchen, you don't want to sell it at a profit. I hope that is clear. I hope it doesn't confuse you. So you'll put in the retail price here as 0, because I would want to sell it, or I'm giving it to the kitchen. But in this regards, I want to track the raw materials. That's why we are putting in 0 as a price. But I'll show you where you'll be able to track this. And then you can save that. And then you can input not for sale, and then add the buying price. At what, or for this specific product, how much did I buy it? Because that's the same, you want to calculate the cost of sales for these specific products when you're under the store, or in the store shop. So under buying price, you can say I bought it at maybe 500, and then you can be able to add this specific product. Once you do that, you should see margarine added, and this is why you're seeing the prices, all the prices here at 00, because the selling price to this kitchen, I bought it, but I'm not selling it to kitchen at a profit, right? That's why you're seeing all of them added as zeros, or the selling price is 0. So how do I sell to my kitchen? How do I do that? We'll go back to the selling screen. That is just to show you how you can be able to add a product that is not for sale, that you're trying to keep track of, maybe the raw materials that you want to keep track of. And so I will take you to the selling screen. And now in the selling screen, once you want to move these specific products, you want to move them to the kitchen so that they can be used in the kitchen, but you want to keep track of them. This is something that you can be able to do. Just click on the specific products that are needed. So for example, for this one, we need eggs, we need flour, we need margarine, we need milk, we need sugar, and then you can see the total price comes at a 0, but we want to keep track of that this has moved. And you can come in, change quantity as you would want to move, or even give to kitchen. So maybe for eggs, I want to give, remember this is done in trays. I added them in trays. So you can say I want to give them 2 trays for today. Flour, I want to give them like 10 pieces. Yeah, so I believe the quantity there was kidogo. And then update. Then margarine, I want to give 1, and then you update. So you just do that. If it's milk, this is in packets and in liters, I mean. So you can put in, I want to give 3 liters for milk, and sugar, I want to give a kg, so that's good. And then after that, you go to charge, because you just want to track the quantity, what quantity I've given, and the cost of sales. And then you can assign a customer, because you're assigning to this specific customer called kitchen every time. You'll be doing that. So I already added that customer called kitchen. And once you do that, you can assign. So when you're selling to this customer, you're not selling in form of cash, because you had already paid for these products. That's the difference. You sell it under credit sale, okay? You don't sell it as cash to kitchen, because you're not receiving it as cash. You're receiving it as a credit. You're giving the kitchen credit. So you'll sell it as a credit sale for this specific one. And once you do that, automatically the system, or you're able to track. Now I've given these specific products to kitchen. So if you go to the inventory, because that's the main part that you want to track, the inventory, and that is under shop management, I should now be able to see a decrease in quantity. Like flour, we had 3 quantities of flour that we transferred, and so you can see the remaining ones here are 2 in quantity, 2 kgs remaining. So you will want to track that, and the system gives you a reorder level report at the end of day, 5 p.m. every day. So that's the beauty. of using Open Business, even for your bakery. You can be able to track your raw materials and even get an alert when something is running out. So that's basically it. And I will want now to show you. You have shown me how to track my raw materials. I don't know why I'm selling them at zero bob to my kitchen. How now will I be able to compute my profitability? I've sold the cakes, yes. I have moved the raw materials to the kitchen. They have used it. Then how am I able to track my profitability in all this? So there's something I will also now take you double. I'll do that in under reports. So I'll take you through how you can see your sales reports for the bakery. Sorry, not a butchery, for the bakery. You should be able to see this is a sales report for each day, and I'll take you through the reporting part of it. And this is how you can be able to monitor how your business is performing at any given time. So the app also allows for you to get reports of your system or of your bakery, and you can be able to tell this is how profitable my business is, this is how we are doing, these are the sales we have done today, or even in this month, this is what you have done, in this year this is what you have done. So allow me to take you through that, and I believe it's the last part. So if you have any questions, please start putting them in the chat function, and I will be able to address them, and my team will be able to do so. We are almost getting to the end of the session. So what you can do now, or what I want to take you through the reports, but if you have any questions, please put them across. You can put them across. So allow me to take you through the reports. We have a report segment. You will want to see different reports, expense reports, you want to see the commission statement reports for those that pay your salespersons via commissions once they sell your products. You want to see the inventory, the stock order report. All those reports are put in a place that you can be able to easily access. So we have different reports. We have top stock report. You want to know which is my best selling product, which is my best selling, this cake inaendanga haraka sana than this. So I would want to know if what is working for me, what is not working for me, what is not always moving, and maybe you're baking and we need to stop baking. That way you're able to know. So we have the top stock report. So sorry for the ones that you will see here. Remember, or the demo shop has been set in a way it has multiple shops, and now that's why you're seeing the different products arrayed here. But if you would want to go to that specific one and see which is the best, you can always click and filter for that, and you should be able to see. For donuts, I've been able to sell 16 units so far. So far this is my best selling product. And now you can know, maybe I'll be doing more of the donuts and less of the cupcakes, and that way you're able to plan, this is what is selling for me, this is what I need to be baking. If you want to filter that by day, maybe specifically I want to know date 23, what was the best selling one, it's Black Forest at 5 units. So you can be able to have and get that information at hand. We also have the stock summary. Stock summary is, you want to see this one, you have to send it, maybe because it's a bit bulky, you can send it to maybe a Bluetooth device, and you should be able to receive that report. So for this, you can share it, and then you will be able to see your stock summary. How have the stock that you have, preferably maybe in your store, the shop that we call the store, how much stock summary, how much have you been able to buy, and how it has been moving along. So you'll be able to see a stock summary. We also have a stock transfer. So for example, you have maybe a bakery here in Nairobi and another one in a different place, but you want to maybe transfer what you have as raw materials to the other one, instead of, maybe if it's something that you do in regards to bakeries, you can be able to do easily and even get a report of the stock transfer. When did you do a stock transfer and all that. If you always also do stock ordering or reordering, maybe you buy in bulk from certain specific suppliers. The system also has a supplier management where you can be able to track and even keep a record of your suppliers and how much you've paid out to your suppliers when you're ordering these goods. And so this is something else that the app helps you. You have the stock, the supplier monitoring or management module, and I believe I'll walk you through it in a short or briefly. Then under sales, now maybe this is what you want to see. I want to see my sales reports. I want to know how much sales do I make in a day, or did I make on 2nd April? How much sales did I make in 4th April? You want to see this. The app keep records. It keeps the records for you. So what you're seeing here will be for all shops, but you can always filter for that specific one. So for a bakery, so far in 2021, the sales amount you've done is 39,440, and you can dial down to the months that we have done. So we have April, and you can see the specific days that we have had sales or we have made sales. So for date 24, so far we have made sales at 5,850. Date 23 the same, date 22 the same, date 19 the same. You can be able to see and even say for date 19, the best selling date was 22nd April. And even go to 22nd April, what did we sell here? So it's good that you'll be able to see the reports and see for 22nd April, this is what we sold, and this is the amount that was sold as our sales on that specific day. So that's the beauty of a sales report. You have a comprehensive and conclusive amount that if someone asks you or you want to know for this specific day how much did we make, you should be able to see that. And you're not limited. If you started using the system maybe in 2020, you should be able to see records of 2020, and even 2019 and 2018. Depending with the time you started using the system, you should be able to see the records of even the previous years, and even those months, the specific months for those previous years and the months. So, and even the days. So you should be able to see that under sales report, and you can be able to tell at the end of the day, 5 p.m. on your closing business, today we have done good sales, or tomorrow we need to actually improve and pull up our socks. So it means today we didn't make quite a number of sales, and we need to know where, or even improve tomorrow. So it's a good thing that that is calculated for you. Then we have the debtors report and top customer report. This is mainly for customers. For those maybe that they bought through unpaid orders and they are yet to pay, you should be able to see a report, the customer, and how much they owe you. Remember, we talked about expenses. You want to see the expense report maybe for, how much have I paid out today, and I want to see the bakery specifically. So for the bakery, you should be able to see, like for 24th April, we paid out 200, which is the correct amount, and maybe we did that today. So you can be able to see for 20th April, these are the expenses that we used for that specific day. And that's a good thing about the expense report. You can dial down to the day and see how much we used as expenses for that specific day. If the creditors report is more of the suppliers, and if you have not paid out to your suppliers yet you got goods from them, you should be able to see in summary which suppliers do you owe money and how much do you owe each of them. And maybe when you're doing the trial, and maybe once you download the app, you should be able to go through and see. So for example, for creditors reports, you can see all the suppliers that have not been paid will be in red, and those that their accounts are settled, they'll be in green, or the amounts and the balances will be in green. So you can always see that and even filter for this specific day. If you want to know if you paid out to that specific person, you should see that. Then we have cash management. For cash management, you want to see your cash box reconciliation, bank statement reports, you can always see that under that. And then we have the business reports. This is what we're talking about. Now I want to go dial down to where we're talking about. Now I want to see my profitability. Does the system help me in calculating my profitability? Yes, it does. Because under gross profit report, you should be able to see, even before I subtract my expenses, what is the gross profit that I've had. So we can see for April, maybe today, 24th, I am running at a loss. And remember, this is for all shops. So you can always filter for a bakery and see. So for April, so far, today, that is date 20, you can see this is how much we have as gross profit at the end of the day. This is how much we have for date 19, for date 22, for date 23. You can see the profitability, the gross profit before the expenses are minused or they're subtracted. Then under net profit, you should be able to see. Now, net profit calculates, we have a certain number of cost of sales, we did this number of transactions that were the sales, total sales. And now for the cost that we used to buy the specific products or even the ingredients will be under cost of sales, and then it will be able to even subtract the expenses and give you, the net profits, the net profit for your business. So for this specific case, you can always filter. Remember, for this demo one, it's showing you for the demo, it's showing you mainly all shops because we have multiple shops in here. You can be able to see that and see, you see, under expenses, this maybe we have paid out a utility bill, another expense here, and the total expenses come at that. If I take in the gross profit minus now the amount I'm seeing as the total expenses, this is the amount of net profit that I'm getting, and even the net profit percent of the revenue. So you should be able to track that very, very easily when you're using OpenBusiness. And that's the beauty of it. When you're using OpenBusiness, you can be able to track. If you want to track maybe by day, that is something that you can do and be able to track that information. So you can see, if I go in by day, I can be able to see for this specific day, the transactions and the cost of sales cancelled each other out. So I didn't make a profit, or the net profit didn't, I didn't make a profit for this specific day. So that is something that you can always do, even when you're running your business or your bakery. So unless we have any questions, I believe that is all about the system. I'll be sharing with you the link so that maybe you can download, and maybe I've been a bit fast. I hope I've not been fast. Maybe you've followed through. I hope so. If you'll have any questions, please put them in the chat function, and we shall be sharing more on the same. Yes, so basically that's it in regards to the reporting part. Basically that's it when it comes to the reporting bits of it. So you'll be able to measure your profitability, you'll be able to see how you're doing, how your shop is doing, how your bakery is doing, and you can be able to manage in regards to tracking your sales, tracking your expenses, and even tracking the raw materials in your biashara. So that is the whole bit about the app. Then we have the cash box. Pale juu unaona cash box. That is something maybe you want to know how much cash you have at hand totally, in total. So you can see for each and every cashier, probably you have multiple cashiers. You should be able to see all cashiers and how much they have, or even sales they have done. You can be able to see that. So you can be able to filter that as a business owner and see, okay, today Zeph hasn't made any sales. Can I see if OpenBusiness has made any sales? Yes, and the total cash at hand is this. And then you can be able to reconcile. Remember, at the end of the day, you usually do your maths. Today we have used this, we have sold this, or this cashier has this. I need to keep that record. So you can always reconcile the accounts, and the system will always tell you if your accounts are balanced or not. So we can go ahead and do maybe the reconcile part. And remember, when you're reconciling for maybe a specific cashier, so that you know if the account's balance, you can be able to see cash in and then the cash out as expenses, then subtract the expenses and then enter that cash or amount that you should see there, or whatever they have at hand. If they don't have the correct amount, the system will always tell you either you've made a loss or a surplus, or the accounts are balanced. And that way you can be able to question and even ask your cashier, why am I not seeing my 1,000? Why am I not seeing my 2,000? What happened? Yes, so you should be able to have that and be able to reconcile each and every amount of cash that the cashiers have. If you usually have that, even the salesperson, you should be able to do that very easily when you're using the system. So that is basically how the system can work for your bakery. I hope I've been clear enough. I hope I didn't rush through any of them. But if you do have questions, please feel free to ask them, and I'll be in a position to share with you and even answer them. Kindly, if we have our team on ground still, you can maybe share the link for them to maybe download. We have a free trial. You can always download the app, and once you download the app, you should be able to start on your free trial. Add products. You're not limited to adding products. You're not limited to even doing a sale, 5 sales. and then you can be able to see how the system will work for you. Then I'll talk about the devices. We have quite a range of devices. If you will want devices for your shop, maybe for your salesperson, we have different. We have a wide range, and I believe also my team can share the link. They can share the link to use, or I'll be sharing the link with you on where you can view our devices. So we have this. It's the most portable one. Looks more like a phone, right? And it has the printing capabilities. It can scan backwards if there's anything you do or you want to scan backward. You can have a SIM card option, so that, remember, the system is an online system. The app is an online system, so you can always have a SIM card. You're not limited to any SIM card you'll want to use, whether Safaricom, Airtel, Telcom, fiber, or whatever option you would want to choose for your, maybe for that location. This is what works best for you. Then you're not limited to that. You should be able to add your SIM card here. For the data, it's not quite data intensive. You will not use a lot of data with the system. Actually, with 100 bob, you can actually use airtime or data bundle worth 100 bob. You can be able to use that even for a month, because if you're not using it for any other purpose, you should be able to use less or minimum 100 bob to use for your data bundle. So this is how the device looks like. I hope you can see it on my video. This is how the device looks like. It's the most portable one, maybe for your salesperson or if you want it. Then we have something called the tabletop. Tabletop, maybe I can share the links with you so that as I am talking, you can be able to have that, and you can even be able to view on our platforms. The tabletop is more like a desktop or a tablet. It looks more tabular. And you can lay it somewhere and you can be able to punch a cell quite easily. It can also print. It has a printer, and you can also be able to access the system as I was doing here with this device. So allow me to share the links with you. So there is that is where you can see the other devices I'm talking about. You also have the desktop, a desktop device. It's quite large. It has double screens that you can be able to use, and it also has a printer. You can print from the device automatically, and it will print. It has an internal printer, and all of these devices, as I'm sharing with you, they can accept SIM cards. You can also use Wi-Fi. Like right now I'm using Wi-Fi on this device. You can use Wi-Fi or even SIM card, depending on what works for you. Yes. Then for the app, I believe our team has shared maybe where you can download the app, you can register, you can even start using a free trial, adding a product, see how it looks, or you can always want to know whatever Monica was sharing, was it the same thing that I'm seeing on my end? Can I be able to add a product? Yes, you can always do that. Then I'll be sharing with you our customer care lines numbers if you would want to talk to us. Maybe you have questions, you have queries, you would want to come visit us wherever we are, see the devices, because we have a demo shop with the devices. Then you should be able to come and visit us, and you'll be able to see that. I'll be sharing those details with you. So I'll just be taking questions from your end as I share that information with you on the chat function. If you have any questions, you can feel free to unmute your mic and ask them. Do we have any questions? Yeah.
Does
Yes.
the app go for?
Yes.
How much does the system go for?
Okay. So for the system, depends with the number of users. The app, and I'll talk about the app mainly, and I'll show you the different packages that we have. So allow me to present that. Mainly for the open business, you pay or you subscribe for it monthly. The prices are as follows, and I will share with you on that. So we have different packages. Maybe you're the main business owner, you're the one who does the sales. There's a package that is not in this account because it's a demo account. It's called the business owner package only, and that goes for 500 per month. So if you're the only person who maybe does the baking, and then you do the reselling and you just need to track everything, you can be able to do that using the business owner package only, that allows only one user, and that is the business owner only. Then we have the starter package. The starter package allows for you to input until 2 employees, because how we have priced this is according to the number of users. So for 2 employees means you, the business owner, and one cashier who is selling with you. And you can see the prices listed here. Once you download the app, you should be able to see monthly, I'll be paying 1,000 bob, and then quarterly, it's discounted. Annually, if you want to pay for a whole year, then you can be able to see that and select that option. Then we have the basic package. The basic package accommodates up to 5 employees. What do we mean by that? You can add one, you have you yourself as a business owner and even other 4 cashiers that can help with the selling, and the monthly subscription for that is 1,500. Then we have quarterly subscriptions and the annual subscriptions. So we have that, and you can see, no, you can pay for it annually, and you have that. And the quarterly, of course, when you're paying for longer periods, it's discounted. You also have the professional package. For the professional package, we have up to 15 employees. So that means 14 cashiers, a business owner goes for 2,500 per month, and so forth. So enterprises or enterprise package, if you want to add 40 employees, that is 39 cashiers, and you yourself as a business owner, that goes for 3,000 per month. So those are the prices for the app, and you pay for it per month. Then for the devices, this one that I'm holding is going at 24,000. It's going at 24,000. Yeah. So I hope I've answered that question.
You have?
Yes.
And the trial is like for which package and for how long? Is it
So
30 days or what?
so once you download the app, you immediately start a free trial. You're on a free trial. You can register, you download, and then register your business. You can add as many products. You're not limited when you're on the account trial. You can add even expenses. You can try play around with it and see how it will work for you. The only limit that you have given is you will be able to do like 5 sales, and then now the system requires for you to be able to upgrade. So that's the free trial that you have given.